It's showtime!
They've done studies, you know. 60% of the time, it works. Every time. It's showtime.
Fantastic to be here. Fantastic to be here. Here I am, 50 years old. 50 fucking years old. Let me tell you what I picked up along the way. Absolutely nothing. They say at this age you need to keep reading, keep challenging yourself, so you stay mentally sharp. Why? I was never sharp to begin with. I admire intelligence people. I have a friend of mine who's very, very smart. His mind is like an encyclopedia, like a public library. In fact, the older I get, I noticed the more knowledge is sucked out of my brain. I mean, it wasn't too long ago that I was maybe reading the Sunday New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, catching up on world news with CNN or BBC. At this juncture, I'm having a hard time with Nick at Night. TV land is getting real confusing for me, you know what I'm saying? But not only do I know nothing now, but I'm starting to forget things, and this is bothering me. Just last week, I stopped over to my mother's house because I hadn't seen her in a very, very long time. And I said, "Ma, how is it that I got to be 50 and know nothing?" She said, "I don't know who you are, so please get the hell out of my house." And I thought, okay, this forgetting thing, it's hereditary. I said, "It's me, your son." She said, "I have no children, leave, or I'll call the police." I then realized I was in the neighbor's house. So I walked outside, I called my brother, I said, "What is our mother's address?" He said, "Our mother's been dead for 5 years. But nothing is easy as you get older. This is what I'm trying to tell you. I tried this internet dating recently. What a nightmare that was. Every photograph I received turned out to be a big fat lie. These women were much, much older in person. It's frustrating. I met this one girl online, she told me she was 45 years old, so we agreed to have coffee. She said, "Why don't you come over to my place?" She gave me the address, I showed up, it was an assisted living facility. That whole process is humiliating, I'll be honest with you. They make you fill out that little questionnaire so prospective matches can get a peek into your personality. Stupid questions. What was the last book you read? I put down The Life and Times of the Boston Strangler. How much money did you earn last year? Now I don't want somebody to like me just for my money. So I didn't check that box that said 20,000. Looking around, some of you might remember me or recognize me from the movies. I'm there like 2 or 3 times a week. I did have a part-time job for a little while at the AMC theater up the street there. Great place to work if you have no direction in life. But eventually I did get laid off from that job. Apparently there was a few high school students with better qualifications. But they did take very good care of me. I got a nice severance package. It was the jumbo popcorn and a box of Goobers. Had I been there just another week, I would have also gotten those milk duds. Which was upsetting to me because I love those things. But life goes on. I have a 13-year-old son of my own. He's the light of my life. And he's with me every other weekend. Apparently this is the deluxe visitation package handed out to every divorced schmuck in the country. He's going to a private school. He asked me to help him with his homework, and I had no idea how I was going to help him with his homework. I went to a kind of a secondhand school myself, PS 49.5 up in the Bronx. Not really a school as much as a street corner. I'm not even sure the teachers were qualified back then. In fact, I'm sure my math teacher was part of the witness protection program. I mean, he would throw a math scenario at you like this. All right, let's say you're in a lunchroom, see, and some kid tries to shake you down for your grilled cheese. Now you whack him. Let's say you can run 15, 20 miles an hour. Hop on the D train. How long is it going to take you to get back to Brooklyn? very colorful character. I had a Chinese school teacher. He was a nice guy. He did have trouble with the letter L. I know it's a cliche, but I remember it very well. He would come in the morning. Good morning, Crass. How are you today, Crass? One day he came in and said, Crass, no school tomorrow, it's erection day. Which I remember thinking at the time, finally, a holiday I could relate to. He asked us to write a letter to the president. A lot of kids have to do that in elementary school. He wrote the address on the blackboard, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. My Puerto Rican friend Julio raised his hand and asked, what apartment number? But I did manage to get through those years despite being born into Jewish Catholic parents. I was always being pulled from both sides. It was very confusing. I was circumcised at my Uncle Joey's pizzeria, which wasn't a pleasant experience, I can tell you that much right now. If you're ever there, steer clear of the pepperonis. But I managed to get through a big chunk of life, and here I stand before you tonight, incidentally still looking for that special someone. I was dating a very, very nice girl last year, but I just had to break it off with her because she took out a restraining order against me. She had a lot of issues, though. She was having terrible, terrible nightmares about this film, The Birds. And when I would sleep at her house, I would insist on us keeping the bedroom window open wide with breadcrumbs and croutons on the window ledge. But folks, this has been a real pleasure to be here this evening. But I do have to go. I have another gig in June. Preparation is everything. Thank you so much.